Happy weekend. Gonna do the weekend update before we get into next week. I've already taken a look at things for like last 30 minutes, and my general consensus is like weekly still looks good, trend charts still look good, but seeing some weakness on the 4-hour daily pretty much across the board. So here we got the SPY. I drew a new trend channel here just to kind of give myself a visual idea where we're at. Um, Yeah, so again, we're seeing a lot of this where the RSI is starting to turn over. Um, Volume isn't too great. Overall, nothing negative that I'm too worried about, but I'm probably not jumping at the bit for tomorrow morning. I feel like that's kind of been the last 2 weeks' theme. Um, Again, we're still on the channel. We're still in an uptrend. Um, Again, it just feels like we're losing a little bit of steam and possible weakness on the 4-hour and daily. I got a wonky one here for Apple. So I consider this kind of like a consolidation pattern, kind of just going sideways till they decide, either get some negative or positive news. We did get that positive news. This is a really bizarre uptrend channel. Like, they usually doesn't go vertical like that. That's kind of just what I'm working with based on the chart, though. Maybe that is it, and it's headed for higher territory, but usually you want to see something a little bit more clear cut, like this one previously. Um, oh, I did not mean to do that. Again, so daily RSI, like I said, that was a pretty parabolic move, so I think for the daily, signs of some pullback there. 4-hour not as negative. Again, this one just feels a little funny. And if you look at the weekly, it looks like it's just primed to go. So I would stick with the weekly for general sentiment, but maybe on the 4-hour and daily. Again, this is like if I were to make a purchase in Apple, I'd call this a chase, at the moment. So it'd be nice to get a little bit more clarity. Maybe come back and test this, possibly this, for an entry if weekly stays the same. So I did put a fib one on Bitcoin here just from like right when the rally started to where we're at now. And I feel like this is where most stocks that went crazy over this year are at. We're just right at that door of the upper level. And it's wanting to break through, but so far has been shot down twice. Just kind of, this possibly could be a consolidation zone. So you call that something like this. Like this one's a little different where the daily looks like it's ready to hopefully try and come back up. So I may be wrong on my channels here, but this is kind of what I drew at the moment just to, test my skills a little bit. We hit that all-time high, and now it seems like we're in a potential pullback channel. Now you could also see that I put a consolidation channel here, and maybe we trade sideways before we go back up. Again, just hanging out around a 70. And on the weekly, we're going above it. So, and obviously, it looks a lot different when you do that. I drew some resistances just to kind of gauge kind of what we're looking at. Obviously, that's a lot of them, but yeah. And then this is a 4-hour, so obviously you're gonna have different like day trading resistance support, but I built that off of the daily, so hopefully that's a little bit more clear. So we may not have much more to go if we're in this consolidation range, but we'll see if it drops below that box to the next level. Yeah, daily's coming back down on the RSI. I mean, could potentially see this as a bull flag. Got a nice little inverted cross here, inverted hammer. On the weekly, I mean, it still looks pretty good, but again, as much as I like to zoom out, I am kind of zooming in a little bit more just based off what I'm seeing around. I've heard SBET is in kind of competition with BMR. SBET hasn't really had that volatile push. It looked like it kind of tried to there, but again, that chart's not as clear to me, if I'm being honest. I mean, yeah, but see, even that's like not really a vertical channel. It's a horizontal channel. So I'm gonna leave off putting that there. So again, that's on the 4 hour. I'd prefer on the daily. So I don't know, for right now, something like this. We'll see if that sticks. Again, pretty much at the same level we have been. Our size a little bit trying to pull back. Yeah, even on Palantir, get a little bit of pullback signal. Yeah, and on the daily it looks even a little bit worse. When I say worse, like we're still, I'd say, it's still a bullish sentiment overall, but just time frame. Yeah, again, so strong on the weekly, weak on the daily. I think that's pretty much my summary of what I'm looking at this weekend. Is maybe Monday through Wednesday, daily remains weak, and then starts to have impacts on the weekly to where we get a little bit more clarity on where we're headed. Again, I don't feel negative. I just feel like the steam is a little bit slow. But I mean, don't see anything crazy on the VIX at the moment. Yeah, so I'm kind of in the wait and see for what pops out. Um, I don't see anything crazy for any information this week. So I think price action's just going to tell us where we're headed. Still long on this one. I just did a basic Google search. You can go find Market Watch here, as well as Fed Watch. This will kind of just tell you things that are expected over the next couple weeks. So nothing here that I see is going to have any major impact. I think so. September 17th September is the next Fed meeting, so that's going to be the big one. So I think until now, you know, we'll have to see if the market really tries to go for that upper level before making its hedges and bets on this outcome, or if we're going to go sideways and consolidate until then, or if people are going to start putting puts and calls and tell us where smart money is thinking. Ah, I forgot almost one other one I wanted to check. So I think I did a midweek review on this one, and I'm gonna update it. So I said this was gonna be a 5 or 10 bagger, and when I looked at it earlier it was, I don't know, somewhere around here, I think. Oh, we're at 84, so that was a 10 bagger. So that gives me a little bit more confidence in those kind of trades. Again, I didn't end up making that one, unfortunately. So I am getting signals on the daily, for this. But again, we haven't broken out of the long-term trend. So again, I'm getting signals, ideas that maybe there's some rotation coming up. I did end up buying a couple just to test the waters. I went with that initial strategy of nibbling and then waiting for an actual answer from the market to whether I get more. Um, but yeah, I am gonna do some work on a screener today and see if I can find something that doesn't look like the generic what everybody's trading right now. Maybe there's another idea out there while the market's trading sideways and figuring out what it wants to do with its life. See ya.